Hello everyone. A very warm welcome to all in this series of webinars that Aakash PG Plus has started, and this is the second series in second webinar in this series. The first one we had done was pre-INI-CET, and so we thought it appropriate to follow up. We thought it appropriate to follow it up with one post INI-CET. Now, this week has been very stressful for all of you, right from entering the exam with the uncertainty of how the exam is going to be, then the notice from the NMC coming out regarding the deferment, the postponement by a couple of months of the NEET PG 2021. And then today morning, the result of the INI-CET. So everybody is stressed out, and we are here to now help you out with that stress. So it's always a good idea after giving an exam to do some sort of self-analysis, to introspect, to question yourself, where can I correct my mistakes? And that is what we are there to help you out with and to strategize your planning for the NEET PG 2021. Now, with me in this discussion, I have eminent faculty and teachers par excellence, and we are going to help you in this. So let me introduce our panelists first. With us, we have Dr. Rishi Gupta. He is a faculty and senior lecturer in Aakash PG Plus. He has done his psychiatry from MD Psychiatry from AIIMS, and he's a consultant psychiatrist and de-addiction specialist. Welcome, Dr. Rishi.
Thank you, Dr. Rana.
We also have with us Dr. Rahul Chaudhary. He is also a faculty and senior lecturer in cardiology. He takes our cardiology lectures at Aakash PG Plus. He has done his MD from AIIMS and DM cardiology from PGI Chandigarh. And welcome, Dr. Rahul.
Hello. Thank you, Dr. Anna. Hello, everyone.
And I am Dr. Reena Chawla. I am also a senior faculty at Aakash PG Plus. I am otherwise a senior gynecologist by profession. So I think we can begin the discussion. Okay, so this year has been full of surprises. We have been thrown curveballs. We have been dropped with bombshells left, right, and center, and all because of COVID. So COVID, its after effects, it's affected our family life, our personal life, our studying, our exams, our professional life. So this has been a very stressful year, and this is the reaction which most of us have when something new or something different is put out. But I think towards the end of the year, it's now almost November, the fag end of the year, we need to realize that moving from pessimism to optimism is the key. So this should be the attitude, bring it on, nothing can stop me. Attitude, very important. Attitude is key to changing your preparation. So with a good attitude, let's go forward. So what's on everyone's mind? Post INI-CET, what are we going to discuss today? I will just quickly give you a brief introduction. What's going to be the topic of discussion today? We will discuss why was the INI-CET really that different, number one. Also, will now NEET PG 2021 be any different with notices coming out with the INI-CET? Do we expect any other changes? When is NEET PG 2021? This has been the hot topic of discussion the past few days. How do I utilize these few months to my advantage? This is a very, very important point with which we're going to try to help you strategize, plan these months, and so that you can get a good rank. And very importantly, and a very neglected topic is how do I cope with stress? Okay, so many people do come with this problem, and we will try to help you manage it better. All right, so Dr. Rishi, what is your opinion? Was the INI-CET really that different?
Dr. Rana, in my opinion, it really wasn't that different. I mean, see, let's take an example of a simple single answer question. Which of the following drugs is used to treat the catatonic symptoms in schizophrenia? Now, this question has been asked ad nauseum. In fact, I would go on to say that almost 50% of the questions were either direct or indirect repeats from recently asked questions and topics. Now, we all know that the treatment to catatonic symptoms in schizophrenia is lorazepam. Now, what may have been different was that this very information may have been asked in a slightly different manner. So, for example, rather than giving a single best answer, they may have asked, consider the following drugs, the same 4 options. Which of the above drugs is used for management of catatonic schizophrenia? So now lorazepam for the management of catatonic symptoms and haloperidol for the management of schizophrenia. So the answer here would become C and D. Or they may have asked it in a yet another different manner. They may have given the same 4 drugs and they may have given 4 conditions and asked to match the following. So again, we know that C, haloperidol, is for 4 schizophrenia and D, lorazepam, is for 1 catatonic symptoms. So the answer again becomes option 2, A3, B2, C4, D1, the same knowledge. They may also add a twist to it. For example, they may now introduce pharmacology into it. Rather than writing clonidine, they may have written alpha-2 agonist. Rather than writing propranolol, they may have written beta blockers. Rather than haloperidol, D2 agonist. So it's the same question, now with a bit of twist. So it wasn't really that different. So will NEET PG be any different? I think it's all about perspective. No, Dr. Rahul?
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. See, regardless of what exam you give, regardless of what pattern that particular exam has, the examiner just wants to test 2 things. One is, of course, the facts, and 2 is the concept. So facts are some things that have to be memorized, and you must understand they do not change, irrespective of the exam pattern. So say, for example, if I were to ask you, what's the drug of choice for paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia? It is intravenous adenosine. So that's a fact, And what is the treatment of choice for an anterior wall MI? The treatment option is, of course, primary PCI. That's a fact. So these are facts that do not change irrespective of the pattern in which the exam is asked and irrespective of the which exam it is asked. So facts have to be memorized. You must understand that. Then the second things that are commonly tested in the exam is concepts. Now concepts are something that you have to develop.
So thank you, Dr. Rahul. The question on everybody's mind now is, when is NEET PG 2021? And before I go ahead, I would just like to mention, if anyone has any queries or if you have any comments, we're always welcome to comments, any questions, any doubts, please write them on the chat box at the bottom of the video, and we will try our best to answer those at the end of the session. Now, coming back to when is NEET PG 2021? So the NMC, and I think you've all seen this notice, which is on the NMC website now, so it is official. And what they have said is that because of COVID, many colleges have not been able to complete the internship batch. They have not been able to complete their internship, and hence that has been delayed. Now, for a uniformity, that all medical colleges throughout India are uniform, they have said that all colleges should reopen on 1st December and try to complete the internship year as soon as possible. And the tentative date for NEET PG for the academic year 2021 would need to be scheduled around March, April 2021. So they've not given a definitive date, they've given an approximate time. So that gives us approximately a couple of months more than what was expected on 10th January. Dr. Rahul?
So I think the focus should not be as to when the exam is, rather than you just should keep a target of March 2021. That gives you December, that gives you the whole of January and March, January and February. So that's around 90 days for your preparation. So I think this is the time when you should completely concentrate on trying to revise as many times as you can, because this is the time, when you have to strengthen your memory. And the last thing that you should actually be doing is following up news as to when the exam is. See, remember, irrespective of when the exam is, one thing is for sure, the exam is not going to be preponed, which means anything that you get after March is a bonus for revision. So just forget everything and just focus on continuous and multiple revisions.
Right. So, sorry, going back, Dr. Rahul, I think this is a very important topic, and most of the students are eagerly waiting for this. Now, we have 3 months in our hand. How do I best utilize these few months? How do I improve my rank with this? How do I get a subject of my choice? And how do I not waste my time? So, Dr. Rahul, I'll go back to you. Would you like to explain better how to strategize these few months?
So, see, the INI-CET results have just come out. A lot of you would have got through, and a lot of you would not have made it through. It would have been particularly disheartening for people whose close friends or students who've been studying together made through, and they haven't been able to get through. So, you see, you must understand. See, the first thing is don't get depressed, right? Regardless of how bad a Sunday is, there always will be a Monday. Regardless of how bad a Monday is, there always will be a Tuesday. So buckle up, get ready to reach your target in the next exam. So how do you study? Is there a particular formula like the Archimedes principle or the one invented by Einstein, E equal to mc square, that can give you an instant success? No. So there is no such formula, which we can give you. We give you a formula, you follow the formula, and you get instant success. So what you must understand, if you're a cricket fan, that it's just a minor change in the finger position across the seam of the ball that is required to produce a straight ball, a reverse swing, or a contrast swing. So what do I want to tell you? What I want to tell you is back yourself up and know that it is only you who can crack the exam. No one else can do it for you. And the way to do it is just some minor change in your habit and attitude. So why do I say a minor change in habit or attitude? It is because the difference between success and failure depends on what you decide to do in 24 hours of a day. Talk to all the toppers, talk to people who have successfully cleared the exam. Then you'll understand how they differ from you is how they utilize the 24 hours of the day. So what is required from you is just a 5% extra effort. I know it's unbelievable, but it is true. Just 5% more extra effort and a little bit of organization. So how do you organize your day? How do you organize these 3 months in order to get the best of you, in order to get the maximum output? So there are 2 or 3 things. One that comes to your mind is, okay, so now I have around 3 months. What do I study? There's there's a lot to cover. How do I study all that topic? Do I go into details, or how do I plan my study? When and where do I study? So the answer to the first question as to what to do, how do you start studying, is make it a point starting from tomorrow morning. The first thing that you do in the morning when you get up is take a pen, take a paper, list down 20 to 30 topics that you would want to finish before you go to bed. Now, it has been scientifically proven that if you make a list the first thing in the morning, your brain continuously irritates you to complete it. And it gives you a motivation. It will not let you sit until you completely finish the topic. So make it a habit. One, list every day, stick it on the wall of your room. That's the first thing to do. When and where? Well, I mean, all of us know you should be studying in a calm, in a quieter environment, away from all the distraction. Now, what has science shown? Science has shown the best thing to study is in the early morning and before 9 p.m. Now, a lot of you are more productive studying in the night. So, whichever works for you, follow that. How do I study? So 2 or 3 things that have been found out is the one factor that impedes your progress is your habit to postpone. Right, so you've decided today I'm going to study 20 topics in the morning, but because of some reasons you're just not feeling to study. Maybe it's a weekend, maybe you want to go out with friends, maybe you just spend some extra time on social media, and you were chit chatting with friends. So the one thing that you should not do is postpone the target that you've set first thing in the morning. Now, one of the commonest reasons for students postponing their targets is when there is less glucose reaching their brain, which means to say, make sure that every hour you drink some water. Make sure that at regular intervals you're eating fruits, you're eating nuts, you're eating salad. Make sure after every hour you take a break for around 5 to 10 minutes just to stretch yourself, deep breathe, do anything except going on social media. So a lot of toppers, whom we have interacted with, have this habit of taking very short breaks in between one hour. right? Taking a lot of water, eating complex carbohydrates. Now, what this does is it gives a constant source of glucose to your brain. Your brain is a very highly active organ, and because you get a constant source of glucose, your tendency to postpone all the points that you've listed the first thing in the morning decreases. And if you postpone less, you reach your targets. Now, what you must understand is, regardless of how hard you work, you'll always have a bad day, right? Identify that bad day. Is it a Monday? Is it a Tuesday? Is it a weekend, a Friday or Saturday? Identify that bad day and understand how to deal with the bad day. So how do you deal with the bad day? You try and cover an extra topic a day before. So if Friday is your bad day, add 10 more topics to the morning list of Thursday, right? And finally, before you go to sleep, make sure that you tally your progress. So write down all the topics that you have covered, all the topics that you were not able to cover, and what was the reason that you're not able to cover. Is there a particular friend who constantly distracts you? Was it your phone? Was it your, what was the reason that was responsible for you not able to achieve the target? Believe me, if you do this, make a topic in the morning, do not postpone, see what made you postpone at the night. If you do this for 7 days a week, from your second week, you'll always be on target. And there are high chances that you might actually finish your target before the speculated time. So the one thing that must be worrying right now, see, what do I do now? Do I go to Harrison? Do I go to Bailey? Do I go to Robbins? So this is not the time to go into detail. You must understand this is the pyramid of success, is what we call it. So if you're an MBBS intern, first time appearing for the exam, or an RMO, that's the time which you should focus for concept building. That's the time when you read core class books. That's the time when you subscribe to full course. 3 to 6 months before your exam is just memory strengthening. Remember, all the exams are memory based exams, and the more you revise, stronger will be your memory. And that's why we recommend the last minute revision is the one thing that you should be doing in the last 3 to 6 months. And this is where we also offer a LMR notes, which you should go through. So for the current exam, which is in March, it's just revision, 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 and nothing else.
Right, Dr. Rahul. So that was a very in-depth analysis of how we need to plan or strategize, or how do we plan our day. So it will take a few days to get used to the schedule, but believe me, it definitely will work. And this is from toppers who are telling us how to study. So we need to listen to them. So just to reiterate a few important points, this is the to-do list you should have. So repeated revisions is the key. If we have approximately 90 to 100 days remaining for the exam, if we take it, presume it is on 1st March 2021, repeated revisions is the key. And how do we do that? For those of you who have already started your revisions pre the INI-CET, you just have to continue. The more you memorize, the higher you will score. Please remember, this is a memory based exam, right? 80% of the paper is very, very predictable. So if you memorize your facts correctly, you have a better chance of scoring well with less negative marks. All right. So if you do, however, if you do not have a revision plan in place, what you could do is you could divide your 100 days into, say, 50 days for the first revision, then 30 days for the second revision, 20 days for the third revision, and whatever time you have after 1st March. Say the exam is on 1st April. Brilliant. You have another 1 month, so you can do 2 more revisions. So revisions is the key. Keep revising, especially if you've completed the course once, keep revising, and that would help you get a better rank. Concentrate on repeats of the past 5 years. So apart from doing your revision from your notes, from our the last minute revision notes, or whatever platform you're referring to, repeats of the past 5 years are very, very important. Do not neglect these. Memorize these. All right. So this is very important. In fact, from the INI-CET, as we had mentioned before, 50% of the questions were direct or indirect repeats. We should not be getting those wrong. All right. Also, many of you do get intimidated by subjects which say anatomy. For me, these were anatomy, microbiology, biochemistry. I'm sure many of you have certain subjects where you're not comfortable with, where you do not feel like studying them, but try to include those subjects a little bit every day. Don't study anatomy at a stretch. If anatomy is your weak point, don't study it at a stretch for a week and say, no, I have to finish it. No, try to include a bit, say base of the skull or upper limb or lower limb, one part of it, include 1 to 2 hours study every day. And that will help you overcome your fear of these subjects, and plus you will be able to memorize them better. Another important point is images. So images form 1/3 of the paper. We all know that the exam is 1/3 is image based questions, and these images need to be revised repeatedly. And what's the best way to do it? Take one of the books of the previous year's papers, go through the questions, the image based questions, and don't only go through those images, go through the images in the options, the other options. For example, the INI-CET, we got questions from obstetrics. For example, we had a question on left occipital or right occipital anterior. Occipital anterior was the position. So go through all the other types of positions, say breech, say face or bro, and see all the positions. Similarly, the grip was asked, lateral grip was asked. So go through the other grips. That way you will get better and better at images. All right, questions on COVID-19 are also very, very expected, and all of us know this. INI-CET was asked, expect questions on COVID-19 tomorrow, especially in medicine, radiology, pathology. Do anticipate questions. PSM also do anticipate questions on COVID-19. Now, what should you not do? Don't go in depth into topics. As we've seen the pyramid of learning, we have only 3 months left. Don't open your Harrison or Robbins or Williams and start trying, okay, this thinking you have enough time. Maybe 1 month you'll read Harrison and then you'll leave 2 months for revision. No, they may seem like there is a lot of time, but there is not. 3 months is not a lot of time. It's given you some more time, but still concentrate on revision and previous year repeat questions. Don't spend time on controversial questions. If you're not getting the answer, if you're not able to solve it, it is controversial for everyone. They will remain controversial. So don't spend too much time on those. Don't spend too much time on social media discussions. On Telegram or WhatsApp, you'll have groups, you'll have discussions on one single question and no answers coming out of it, or you feel you've not studied that topic and you start getting stressed out. It may not be part of your to-do list. You try to include it in your to-do list, you will get stressed out. So don't spend too much time. Fix a certain amount of time per day, but don't go too much into there also. All right. So, Dr. Rishi, do you think you can explain a bit on how can we help?
Yeah, Dr. Daniel. So we have prepared this Aakash ENERRGIZER, which is a quick revision platform. It covers the previous 5 years NEET and EAMS questions. And especially for those of you who don't have your own notes, even for a few subjects, this will be a very nice resource, including the LMR notes, which we mentioned. There are short and concise videos, and even large subjects are covered in a short time, and small subjects are covered in a matter of 3 to 4 hours. Then these are very, very high yield notes. And these notes, most importantly, are available free of cost on the link that you can see on the screen. And this link is available in the description below. Certain subjects like cardiology, all the questions came from the LMR notes. And certain other subjects, even visuals and concepts like partogram and gynae, they're all nicely presented in these notes and would be very helpful to you. Just to reiterate, these notes are available free of cost at the link in the description below.
All right, thank you, Dr. Rishi. So, coping with stress. Now, this is a very neglected topic, and I get my students, interns coming to me saying that 1 week before the INI-CET, they simply stopped studying because they couldn't cope with the stress. They didn't know what to do, and this is a very important topic and a much neglected topic. And if we start dealing with stress management now only, it won't be that difficult to deal with a few days before the exam. And we're very glad that we have the specialist with us, Dr. Rishi, a psychiatrist. I think he's the best person who can explain how to deal with this. So back to you, Dr. Rishi.
So this is a topic which is very close to my heart, because I truly believe that it is only stress which leads us to perform poorer than we are actually capable of doing. See, if you manage stress well, you'll perform to your true potential. So the first thing to stress management is be organized and have a routine. Like Dr. Rahul told, in routine there is relaxation. In routine there is predictability, and as a part of that routine, have this mantra of a 0, 1, 3, 7, and 28 day revision. So it's been shown that if 0 is the first time you have read something, then if you briefly revise it on day 1, day 3, day 7, and day 28, it sticks to your hippocampus like anything, and you won't really forget it. Second thing is, think about the process of studying, not about the outcome of studying. Lots of runners, lots of international level runners, when they were asked what they were thinking of when they were making world record, they said they were thinking about running, not about the finish line. So you too should think about running, think about studying, don't think about the outcome. Outcome will come on its own. Additionally, keep yourself fit and in good physical health. Like Dr. Rahul told, hydrate yourself, maintain your nutrition. If you are healthy, if you are feeling fit, automatically your stress levels will be low. Social media is something which you should be very, very careful about. It's a double-edged sword. It's a good source of information, but then it's also a source of misinformation and a source of a lot of distress and distraction. Have one good source of reliable information. Apart from that, I would suggest that you stay clear of social media completely. Do certain relaxation exercises like deep breathing or even yoga if some of you practice it, and you sleep. Maintain a good sleep hygiene, have a fixed sleep duration and a fixed sleep schedule. Believe me, it will do wonders for your preparation. And in the end, I suggest that you smile. Smile because you're already doctors. 5 years down the line, all of you will be happily settled. It's just this time which you have to get through. We all did, you all shall too. No, Dr. Rahul?
Absolutely. I would love to catch, catch from exactly what you said. So smile, everlasting smile is one thing that's going to keep you going ahead. Especially for those of you who are not able to get through INI-CET. So remember, tomorrow is a new day. Charge yourself up and prepare for the future that's coming. Everybody has a different destiny, but definitely it's a good destiny that's in future. All of you have already become doctors. It's just a matter of a difference in time. A lot of you will be where we are right now. All of you have gone through, all of us have gone through the stage that you are going through. So the key is, for a successful exam, the key again is concentrate on your previous year questions. Be quick, fast, and effective in multiple revisions. This is where we can help you with our LMR notes and the Aakash ENERRGIZER. For your coming exams, remember to go through all the images, particularly the ones of the instruments and the common like IV cannulas and common instruments that are used in your multiple postings that you've come across in internship. Be thorough with COVID. Know the etiology, the pathogenesis, the disease manifestation, the radiological manifestation, all the drugs that have been available for COVID-19. Be aware of the vaccines that are in trials, because it's a very hot topic. And again, reiterating that repeated revision is the key. That is the one thing that's going to get you closer to success in last 3 to 6 months prior to exams. And to help you revise everything quickly, the LMR notes and the solution to the currently held INI-CET exams has been prepared by all of us for you, the link of which is given in the description. Do go through them. It'll help you quickly revise everything in a very concise and a concentrated manner.
Right, Dr. Rahul. Thank you so much. So today the result came out for the INI-CET, and the INI-CET rank 1 holder, Dr. Nikhil Vasudeva, is actually a subscriber of the Aakash ENERRGIZER. And when it was launched in October and the mock tests were held, he topped with rank 3 in the mock test. And at that time, we had made taken a short testimonial about how the ENERRGIZER was. We can listen to that.
Nikhil Vasudeva. I am currently an intern in VMMC and Safdarjung Hospital, New Delhi, and I am a subscriber of Aakash PG Plus. And I got All India rank 3rd in the National PG mock test conducted by Aakash. I would like to highlight the importance of Aakash in my preparation, especially the test series and the revision videos. The test series simulated the real exam more than any other mock test that I have given. At least in the recent time, the most accurate, the most closest to the real exam was the Aakash test series, and the revision videos were very crisp, especially the videos by Dr. Asim, Dr. Aisha and Dr. Prateek. And I would also like to thank Dr. Asim for always motivating me whenever I got a chance to speak to him. Thank you so much, sir. And I would also like to thank all the other faculties for keeping the revision videos simple and easy to revise. Thank you so much.
So we're also very happy to tell you that we have several rank holders within the top 100 who have subscribed to the Aakash ENERRGIZER, and those who have not subscribed but have gone through the LMR notes. The LMR notes which we have, which are accessible, freely accessible, and the link is in the description. So we have feedback from them also that they have gone through them and they have said up to 50% of the paper was from there. I would go a step ahead and say 80% of the paper was from there, the INI-CET. So just go through the notes, have a look at them, and you will realize how the importance of them once you see them. So those can be downloaded from the description link. So I think we can take some questions from the audience before we end. So we have a question from Ritesh. He says, can you give us some information about offline classes at Aakash? So we are, if you follow our YouTube channel and follow our FB page, you will get to know in the near future when we start the classes, and keep subscribing to us and you will get your answers soon. We have some comments also. Supratik has said, yes, the 013728 is like the post-rabies prophylaxis. Dr. Rishi, that's how you explained it.
Yeah, there's something about this. That's something about this. Everything which is done with relation to this just localizes to that area around the hippocampus and sticks with it.
Right. Also, images. Yes, images are very important. Supratik is saying images are important, and if you, it may be difficult to go through the books. Although, if you do have time, you can go through Robbins, the standard books, or the tables in Harrison. But if you feel you're short of time and you've not gone through that, then the easy way out is just to refer the previous year papers and see those images and also the images of the other options. So that's a good way to revise the images. So I think we can end there. Thank you so much, Dr. Rishi. Thank you so much, Dr. Rahul.
Thank you, Dr. Anna.
Thank you, Dr. Anna.
Good luck to all the students. The main thing is your attitude. It may have been a disappointing result for some of you, but if you just make these 5% changes in your routine, you will definitely shine out in the NEET PG 2021. So I wish all of you the very best of luck. Thank you.